What's up guys, this is a video on how to make your bike look more expensive than what it is. So this bike costs $150. It's a Walmart bike, and the number one thing to do to make it seem more expensive is changing the wheels. Okay, so these wheels, they're Kenda. um, it's really all about the thread, which is fine. And then regarding the front thread, if it looks more aggressive, the bike is gonna look more expensive. It even rhymes. A really good tip to do is that if your bike is, well, actually, if your wheels are regular, you can buy a white oil-based Sharpie and actually paint the wheels. Just paint the lettering. So make it branded as if it was an expensive wheel. You know how sports, well, more expensive wheels have like designs, Michelin, Firestone. So that makes it look much more expensive, and it also makes it look more cool. Okay, so this is just a view of the back, Kenda, the lettering, and I just want to do the video out here. There's like a cop, you see him in the top right, that's a police officer. But you see the lettering, I just feel it looks better. The second thing, if you can afford it, is disc brakes. Disc brakes make your bike look much more expensive, even if it's a cheap disc brake. So that's something good to add. Not all rear wheels are compatible for a disc brake, and your fork has to be compatible to be able to put a disc brake. The third thing that's really cheap that you can get is grip pads, or grips essentially. These are ODI, they're 10 bucks. Oh, and then regarding the actual oil-based paint, it's $5 for a pair of two, so that's enough to paint like a lot of sets of wheels. And then let's say another thing you can add, which is really gonna help in performance wise, is the suspension, the front fork. So this is a SR Sun Tour 100 millimeter front fork suspension. You can find it on Amazon anywhere from $60 to $100, and I got mine like around 60, $6 shipping I think, so it was really cheap. Another thing is, if you can find a real coil suspension that matches the color of your bike, that's really gonna help the looks of it and make it look more expensive. Always getting a dual suspension bike, starting with the dual suspension bike, makes it look more expensive already, and having the right geometry. Something you can do by changing out simply the seat. My seat is stock, but I don't want to rig another seat. And then one of the last things you can do, to personalize your bike is brake guides, or the brake, essentially this part. I changed the color, so I think it looks much better. And something you can add to your bike is stickers. Like these are Shimano, the branded ones. I don't take them off because I think they look a little bit cooler. That design, the V2100 blue, and then those stickers. I added those stickers. That one, the green one's from Casey Neistat. That's from like a T-shirt I bought. Um, and then the rims. If your bike doesn't have colored rims, you can always do it yourself. Buy a Krylon paint. Cover it up good, paint the rims, and they look really nice. Unfortunately, the back with the brakes, the paint is coming off. But those are really easy tips. Number one, the wheels. Okay. Number two, if you can paint the wheels, buy a white Sharpie, paint the wheels. The lettering. Number two is disc brakes. Add disc brakes to it. Even if it's the cheapest one, you can buy a few from a pair on Amazon for 30 or 50 bucks. Number three is the grip pads, or grips. And the fourth is the seat, and then also the rear suspension coloring, and also the brake guides and suspend or derailleur and sprocket guides, I guess. But yeah, those are a few tips to make your bike look more expensive than what it is. Okay guys, and just Few honorable mentions. Something that you can do to your bike is, I didn't go over earlier. This is really simple. You can always add end caps. They're really cheap, personalize your bike to make it look more expensive. I wouldn't recommend it, but pro bikes, pro mountain bikes, they don't have reflectors. And going into the reflectors, take off the reflectors, but I rather keep those on for safety reasons. Another thing is something I haven't done to mine, which I don't really need, is pedals. You can change your pedals, different color pedals so that they can look nicer. But honestly, these plastic ones are fairly fine, so I haven't changed these. And then one thing I have not done to mine, which is really going to make it much better and work performance wise much better, is to change the stem, which I have not done with this one. This is just 2 bolts, so this is not something strong enough that you're going to go pro mountain biking with, because I have in the past gotten one bolt loose and then both get loose, and the actual handlebar doesn't stay on. So changing the stem is one thing I want to change in the future. And always, if you could get a stem that's shorter, it also makes the bike look a little bit cooler, in my opinion. And then something else you can always do is a little bit more expensive as well. Changing your actual handlebar to like the thicker, straighter ones, like how pro mountain bikers use. And besides that, you could get these parts really cheap, and it's still gonna be worth with adding everything less than $400, and it makes it look like a really nice bike. So far, if I'm to change anything, it's just pretty much a stem. I'm fine with the handlebar. You know, I'm okay with that. I don't need it too wide. I go on the sidewalk a lot, and I don't want to be obtruding or or bothering people with such wide handlebars. You have to go around them. But yeah, that's all. If you have any opinions, you can leave them in the comment section below, okay? See you next time.